Currently 22 weeks pregnant with our first child. We decided we wanted to keep the gender a surprise, as it didn't matter to us, and we'd be happy either way. The issue, however, is my mother-in-law. There is a slight culture divide here. I am Caucasian, while she and my FIL are Chinese. My husband is their only child, and was born here a few years after they immigrated. I am the youngest of 6 girls, and my MIL and FIL never missed a chance to talk about what a shame it is my parents never had a boy. And having so many girls, it's clear they're unlucky, while bragging about the fact they had a son their first try. This gets to me, but I've heard it a million times before, so I mostly ignore it. When we were just dating, my then boyfriend, now husband, explained it was just a cultural point of view for them to view male children as the goal, and to give him credit, he always shut them down when the conversation started down that path, though they always end up bringing it up another time. Now that I am pregnant, she is pressuring us to tell her the gender. She was not happy when she found out we wanted it to be a secret, and actually cried over us keeping such important information from her. She insists it's important we know what the gender of the baby is. I won't lie, I have a slight fear of how she'll react if it's a girl, based on her comments about me and my sisters in the past. My father-in-law, meanwhile, is backing up my mother-in-law and scolding my husband constantly for upsetting his mother like this. I know he hates upsetting them and is starting to cave from the pressure. I really don't want to tell her until the baby is here, but I feel like an asshole as I know it's getting to my husband. He hasn't once complained and is always shielding me from scolding in this, but I can tell it's getting to them. I'm beginning to wonder if I should just cave and find out to tell them so they'll stop putting pressure on us and deal with the issues that could arise later if it's a girl, but I hate that I'm being pushed to this choice. My mother-in-law and father-in-law came around this morning for tea, uninvited as usual of course, and began to apply their pressure again to demand the gender of the baby. And I was ready to step in, worried about my husband, as I know this has been a lot of pressure for him, but he surprised me by snapping at them. I've never seen him truly angry with them before. The only time I've ever heard of him being truly angry is when he fought them over dating me when they didn't approve as I wasn't Chinese, but I wasn't there for that conversation. So this took me by surprise. To summarize, he told them that our child's gender was none of their business, and if they kept this up, then any future sons we have will take my maiden name since I have no brothers to carry on the family name, as they keep reminding me. He then told them not to test him, as he would burn their family tree to the ground. I don't know who was more shocked, them or me. He then told them to get out, and they did leave, though my FIL scolded him for being disrespectful and not putting family first. So it seems my concern was unwarranted, and my husband is fine. Update. I am currently 19 weeks pregnant with my second child. A bit of an unplanned surprise, as we had planned to wait until our daughter was a little older to have a second child, but it was not an unhappy surprise. Yes, my husband and I had a little girl. It has been incredible watching him grow from the amazing man I love into an amazing father, and she is very clearly the greatest joy in his life. We had a long conversation not long after she was born, and he actually ended up going to therapy to reconcile his feelings on his parents and his culture. He originally did not want her to know any language but English and basically to ignore his side of the culture, but he eventually realized thanks to therapy that he was robbing her of a chance to have a more diverse view on the world, and that his experiences with his culture may not be hers. Through our daughter, he has gotten to see his culture through a fresh set of eyes, and it's like he's discovering it himself for the first time. My mother-in-law and father-in-law, as you no doubt expect, were not happy that we had a daughter and began to push us to try again to have a son almost immediately. My husband and they began to clash more and more as their behavior became abusive towards me and our daughter, and 2 years ago we cut contact with them. We are happier for it and don't live in fear that they will drop around without warning and turn our whole day upside down.